Hi guys, Mike with Fights with Friends, out in the beautiful rainy forest here in Seattle. I want to talk about the Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz fight coming on Saturday, and I'm actually going to tell you why I think you should buy it. The reasons, like I said in the past, they lowered the price from $49.99 to $39.99. That's better, not good enough. Then Oscar did something great. He made a Black Friday sale where he's going to sell this for $19.99 on Fight TV. Now, Fight TV does more justice for this than Oscar's promotion. He's not really sure what he's doing yet. He can't even pronounce Chuck Liddell's name right. He doesn't know the other fighters on the card. It does almost kind of seem like he's being forced into this. But I do want to see Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz because Chuck was so dominant. And here's the thing, the odds came out and Tito Ortiz, despite being knocked out viciously in the first two fights, is a heavy favorite. Minus 285 on the books, Chuck Liddell plus 225 underdog. So if you think that Chuck Liddell is going to repeat what he did in those first two fights, you're going to get $225 back for every $100 you bet. Might not be a bad bet. Hard to determine for when a guy hasn't fought since 2008. He is in great shape. And something I was able to see right away, though, and Chuck talked about this as well, is that Tito is still scared of Chuck. And he's trying to talk himself into thinking he's not scared of Chuck. That's the thing. He's not even trying to talk the rest of us. He's trying to talk himself into thinking he's not scared of Chuck. So the odds, like I said, almost 3-1 favorite for Tito. I don't like that. I know Chuck was knocked out by Rich Franklin in his last fight. Minute in. Tito Ortiz does not knock people down standing. Chuck Liddell had a great takedown defense. I know he's 48 years old. He would have had to have fallen a very long way to lose to Tito Ortiz. Not because he's so much better of a fighter, because he's kept the skills up. None of those things. This has always been a horrible, horrible matchup for Tito Ortiz. This is a guy that has to take you down. He's got one of the best ground and pound in the history of the light heavyweight division. He comes in very big. He walks around, I'd say, like around 240. He's very strong, upper body because of those chicken legs. Kind of something. Liddell doesn't have huge legs, though. He doesn't have chicken legs like Tito, though. But he's got to outpower his guys. And the last thing you lose is your power. And you hear about that old man strength. Well, Chuck's going to have that. He had that power in that last match against Rich Franklin. Even though his jaw wasn't there, he got knocked out towards the end of the first round. Ask Rich Franklin if he's got his power. He kicked Rich Franklin to the body. I was going for a body kick, and Rich Franklin blocked it. Chuck literally broke his arm. Look it up. One kick. Broke his arm in half. He's like Rich Franklin, tough SOB, knocked him out with the other arm. That's how tough that guy is. Two legends going in there. And I said 2010. It's been 8 years. So that's why there's some questions as to will Chuck have it. I would say even if Chuck is a shell of his former self, like Tito Ortiz says he is. For one thing, why would you say that? You're not hyping yourself. You're not hyping yourself. You're making yourself look bad. You're saying, man, the only way I could beat this guy is by waiting till he gets so damn old and has been out of the game for so long that he falls over on his own. I mean, come on. But it's just a horrible matchup. Chuck's takedown defense is A-level. His striking is A-level. Tito Ortiz stand-up is C-level at best. And the guy does not knock guys out from standing. His stand-up is horrible. He couldn't stand and trade with Randy Couture. And Randy Couture, is not known as the greatest striker. I mean, he held his own against a few people, but obviously, he was a collegiate wrestler and a great wrestler, not a striker, though. Tito Ortiz, not as good a wrestler as Randy Couture, not as good a striker as most of the 205-pounders that have ever stepped inside the octagon. So that's why I think Chuck takes it once again. And one of the reasons I think you buy this, though, you buy this on Black Friday. Like I said, it's strange that it's only a 2-hour sell from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 to 6 p.m. Is that right? 4 to 7 p.m.? Yeah, 1 to 4, 3-hour sell, I guess. 1 to 4 Pacific, 4 to 7 Eastern. Look it up on Fight TV to make sure. At $19.99, it's worth it. And here's one of the main reasons it's worth it. When you buy a UFC pay-per-view and you put out, in between $60 and $75, and even more on a few of these special ones, like the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather thing, which was under UFC promotion. Of course, it was a boxing match. After it's either 24 or 48 hours, that's all the time you have to watch that. After that, it's gone. You don't even get to keep it. When you order this on Fight TV for $19.99, you get the live stream, and it's basically like you get a DVD on top of it that you can't lose. You can save this in your digital library on Fight TV. Very easy to bring up. So all you have to do is log on to Fight TV. So I know I've talked about, I believe Fight Pass is a good value if you have the time to watch it. $10 a month, The Zone, $10 a month, pay-per-view quality matches. But I do realize for some of you guys, and even for me, all these monthly fees start to add up. And sometimes you end up getting surprises. And I don't like surprises. You get Netflix, Hulu, maybe Amazon Prime on top of it, and you're looking, at a good $50 a month for your TV at that point. So these monthly expenses start to add up. If you want to go back to buying fights, I have for Fight TV, I can go back and watch my Risings at any time. I can go back and watch them the next day. I can watch them forever. I don't have to say subscribe to anything. $19.99, it's mine forever. 8 hours of fighting. It's freaking awesome. I got Brave, same thing. Some other things on there, the bare knuckle. That's one of the things that kind of makes it worth it with Fight TV. And I'll probably get the next bare knuckle TV if you guys are interested. But I would recommend buying the Fight. If you're an MMA fan for nostalgia, there's a few decent, old MMA fighters on there that I think will get in some good matches. But Liddell versus Ortiz, the longer we go on and I think about this and break this down, the more it intrigues me. So I would be buying this if I wasn't doing the live fight companion on it. However, I am. If you get in the pay-per-view or if you're not getting the pay-per-view, definitely tune in, say hi, come into the live reaction on Saturday. All the action starts at 6 p.m. Pacific. 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to see 2 former superstars get in there. The third reason I would say to buy this is these guys are not going to get paid a whole lot if they don't sell the pay-per-views. And that makes me happy to support them in that. That's why I wouldn't pirate this particular event. I don't judge people on that, but these guys, they were very clear. Oscar, was upfront and clear. These guys are basically fighting mostly for pay-per-view revenue. Chuck said, it's not like we're coming back for very much money unless we knock the pay-per-view numbers out of the park. And I believe they do also get a small percentage of the live gate, which was 70% sold through as of a couple days ago. That's actually a great success. 5 days away from about, when you're a new MMA promotion in Inglewood, California. You've never been in the MMA promotion. Golden Boy MMA Promotions. And whether he's doing this to just make Dana stay out of boxing, or if he really plans on going full-fledged with the MMA thing, I don't know. But like I said, I think it's worth the $19.99. A big part of that is because you get to keep it afterwards. I think Chuck Liddell beats Tito Ortiz once again by knockout. I think he knocks him out towards the end of the first round early in the second. I think the odds makers got it wrong this time, but we'll see what Father Time has to say about a 48-year-old man that hasn't competed in 8 years. So even though Chuck knocked Tito out the first 2 times convincingly, apparently that's a bold prediction. Tito is a heavy favorite, and we'll have to see what happens. I'm looking forward to. I'm excited. I'm excited to see who wins. I'm excited to see what happens there if Chuck's able to come back to somewhat of a shell of him for himself. Bernard Hopkins, of course, did it till 51. Roy Jones Jr. Fought, I think it was around 6 months ago. He'll be 50 years old this January. And he ended his career on a streak, won 8 of his 9 last fights. So it can be done at 48. It can be done at 48, and if it's going to happen against a somewhat interesting opponent that the public's going to buy, it's probably going to be against Tito Ortiz. Because I guess for one thing, he's already got him twice. He's in his head. Tito's scared of him. Chuck is definitely not scared of Tito. No matter how long he's been out, you can look into their eyes and look at them at the press conference. Absolutely no fear in Chuck Liddell. Tito Ortiz is trying to talk himself into believing that he's not afraid of Chuck Liddell. And I believe he's failing, and I don't think anybody else really believes it. Does that mean that somehow Tito couldn't pull off the win? I don't know. I don't know. It's all we got to wait for is to see when Tito gets hit, how he reacts, if he's able to withstand the barrage of Chuck, because he's still got that power. The last thing you lose is your power. That's why they call it old man strength. Speed and reflexes goes first, power goes last. And Tito Ortiz at 43 years old, no spring chicken himself. So let me know what you think down there in the comments down below. Is this worth $19.99? Now knowing, does this change your mind? The price drop, knowing that it's $19.99, and knowing that you get to keep it forever. If it's a good fight, if it's whatever, it's a part of history. It's yours forever. Just log into Fight TV. You can watch it whenever you want. Let me know down there in the comments, and let me know if you're excited about joining us. I hope you join us on Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific for the fights. Until then, happy Thanksgiving, and as always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses later.